going on, boys? This one's going to be a doozy. So I've been saving clips from a couple players for quite some time now, and I've been wanting to do like a large compilation for all the players I have clips for. So eventually I'm going to do a huge BLA compilation, a shocks compilation. But you know what? I was going to release all these Olaf clips one by one, or at least a couple at a time, and I figured, you know what? Fuck it. I'm literally going to release every single thing I have on him. If you guys have anything more, send it. But this is pretty disgusting, and this is everything I can find. So sit back. I'd say get something to eat and get something to drink, because this is going to be a while, boys. Alright, have fun.
Off A with the approach from Car, but they're going for the drop down. They've got smokes at the top of the ramp. Car, but they're going for the drop. Car, but they're going for the drop. Car, but they're going for Car, but they're going for the drop.
Boys, if you look at this slowly, you can see something very, very strange happening with this crosshair movement. You can see it going up to the enemy, and then there's this little burst at the end that looks a little different than all his other movements, and it kind of speeds up a tiny bit and locks directly on with this weird little arc. Boys, I really didn't need to show the end of this clip, but I thought you guys might think it's interesting to see where he kind of looks around after he gets the information.
Olaf can't really see toward quad, so a bomb
this is a recent clip,
right
boys. Obviously, they have a new roster, new ESL season. They're losing. It's a key round. There's many reasons why he would want to do this. So in my opinion, I do think this is an extremely suspicious clip.
Best, potentially still the world best, going up against another man who has been touted as the world best. It's a one-on-one between Nico, who's trying to save the round. 3 kills for either of them so far. Exposed in the smoke and all. It's another man who has been touted as the world. It's another man who has been touted as the world. It's another man who has been touted as the world. It's another man who has been touted as the world.
Well, boys, you honestly have to be fucking kidding me. I don't understand the logic behind this. After you watch something like this, how is this a mouse lift? How is this him dodging a flash? How is this anything? Explain to me what he's doing here. And touted as the world's best. Guys, in my opinion, this is another really bad one. Ones like this actually just piss me off because there's literally no explanation. Actually, it's more likely that the explanation is that he's cheating in this situation, because try to line up like what exactly is he doing, and is that more likely than he's cheating? It's not. All right, sorry boys. I'm getting a bit emotional here. I'm not going to get triggered, I promise. So let's just say he's avoiding a flash, guys. I mean, okay. Oh no, he lifted his mouse in that situation. Makes a lot of sense. He goes to the enemy, goes back to the enemy. I mean, yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, let's just go on to the other clips, boys. Okay, guys, a couple of these clips, maybe like 1 or 2 of them, I actually found from a guy named JNS. He does similar videos to me. He seems like he's a good guy. His heart's in the right spot. So I'm going to link his channel as well. You can check out his vids, boys. So with this clip here, I mean, there's only about 50 seconds left in the round. He could be preparing to dodge a pop flash. Do I think this is the case? No, I do not. At this point in the round, what type of your game sense is kicking in that tells you there's going to be a guy pushing with a pop flash? It's just my opinion. There's 50 seconds in the round. Was he doing this the whole round then, or did he just decide to do it now? It's very strange. Do I think this is cheats? I'm not sure with this one, boys. It doesn't lock directly on, and it doesn't even look like it locks onto an offset. So in my opinion, I'm not sure about this one, but it looks weird. With this one, boys, this one's interesting. Right off the bat, it does look pretty sketchy. Even when you do slow it down and zoom in, it does look like it's locking on somewhat. This could be a wrong place at the wrong time, because what I think he's probably going to be doing, if this isn't cheats, is he's realigning his crosshair when he comes out of the smoke, he can take a good shot. That could be what's happening. I also do think it's kind of weird because, I mean, the guy could be Tetris as well. So it is strange that he's doing this. It does slightly lock on, and it is a quick dash to the enemy. And unlike the first two, there is possibilities, and I don't 100% think this is anything, but it is more evidence. Okay, boys, here's another strange one. After watching this, I really don't think it's anything. In fast motion, it looks like he locks onto both enemies, when in reality, the only one he actually is hovering onto is the second enemy. The first enemy, he's pretty high over. His crosshair is pretty high over the model. The second guy, it does look like he locks right onto him. Not a perfect lock, but it does move onto the target. And again, boys, remember that with an aim lock type of aimbot, you can just hold it for a brief second to move it in the general direction. So I mean, it's not necessary that he had to lock on the first enemy to know he was there. He could have just held it for a bit. Again, guys, I don't think this one is, but it could be, and it's something to look at. I think I'm debunking more of these than I'm actually proving anything. This one again, I don't know, boys. This one, I can't say that I'm 99% sure. It goes past the enemy, and I'm thinking if you're holding down the aim lock key and the guy's going to run into it, that's when it locks on, right? Because if you're looking where he's looking and then you start holding it, it starts moving to the right. And if the enemy ran into your crosshair while you're holding down the lock key, that's when it would actually lock on. In this case, it goes past the enemy. So unless he was holding it and then released just before it got to the enemy, like he felt it and he's like, okay, that's enough. But in this situation, I don't see why he would do that. I also don't see why he would be looking into the wall. I would be trying to avoid a pop flash at this second. But whatever. It's strange again, boys, because it doesn't seem like there's a reason to look into the wall. Very strange clip, boys. Very strange. Here's another one, boys. I just want to point out all these shorter clips I'm showing near the end here. These are all a bit older clips, so for them to all be kind of looking the same is one thing to definitely point out, and it's very interesting. This one I'm not too sure about. It's definitely not a solid lock. He definitely goes over the enemy again, and it seems like this situation is a situation he would want to get information. In my opinion, if I were playing this situation, I did think there was a guy around the pillars there. I would definitely not be putting my crosshair into the wall. I would definitely be keeping it on the edge of the wall there at all times. Then again, boys, I'm not a pro, so who knows. We are again, boys, in fast motion, not zoomed in. This looks very suspicious. It looks very suspicious indeed. But as you can see, if you slow it down, zoom in, doesn't look so suspicious, boys. He could have easily heard the guy shooting at him and made a quick flick. I mean, we all do that all the time. So I don't think this one's suspicious at all. Now, boys, if you look at something like the Lance Armstrong situation. Now, boys, I know I always use this one, but it does make a lot of sense, okay? If you look at the way he was winning everything and the way he did it, you know, some people could point fingers and say, boys, he's on the gear. I mean, there is obviously no proof, okay? Now, it's the same thing in CS. Like, you can point the fingers and say, oh, this looks like bullshit, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It might not be bullshit. It might just be he's amazing. Same with, say it wasn't Lance. Say it's another sport, another athlete. He might just be amazing. He might not be in any gear. He's just the guy to break the records, okay? It's happened before. People do it all the time. Okay, but in the Lance Armstrong situation, you start looking at it, his buddies were all fucking on the gear. His buddies were juicing. That's how he eventually got caught and admitted it, because one of his buddies told someone that he was using gear. Well, a lot of people were, and eventually just started coming out, and then one of his better buddies released that he was on the gear, and eventually he came out and said he was on the gear. Now, the reason I want to look at Olof in more detail is because, boys, I'm pretty sure Flusha was on the gear back in the day, for sure. I still think he's on some sort of gear now. Do I think it's as obvious? No, I don't. But I definitely think Flusha was on the gear. So obviously, you're going to look at Olof and think, well, he's Flusha's buddy. He's probably on the gear too. Flusha tells him how good the gear is, you know. But boys, in this situation, there's only 2 clips here that I think are legit. The other ones I can explain away. Doesn't mean that it's not cheats. Doesn't mean it is cheats, boys. It just means I think I can explain it away logically. I just realized, boys, looking at these clips on Mirage, these clips on Mirage are actually all from the same match. If you actually look up this match, it was a frag bite tournament. There's about 10 or 11 other suspicious moments. I would say these ones are the most suspicious. But I mean, now that I think about it, if these are all in one match, what are the chances? I mean, it's likely you do this like maybe once a game. But if you do this many in one match, guys, that's what I'm finding shady about these clips. Is these are all those Mirage ones are all from one map, or one match, guys. The first two clips though in this video, boys, I really can't explain away. The first one, maybe that was just where he was putting his crosshair, but at the same time, the way it locks and the way at the very tail end of the movement, it shoots a bit faster towards and then locks directly on, boys. I do think that's really bullshit. Again, I'm not going to call out any players 100%. I'm just showing you guys the evidence and giving you guys my thoughts on it from me using cheats. You guys have obviously seen my Cheats 101 video. If you haven't, check that out. Hopefully it helps to explain some stuff. Also, by this time, I should have released my putting cheats in your hardware video, which shows how you put cheats in your peripherals. You can also put cheats in screenshots, boys. There's a lot of ways pros could be cheating, and some people think that, oh, it would be so hard. They would have to be so fucking ballsy to do this, and I don't think so at all. I think it could actually be quite easily done, and with enough precaution, you can accomplish anything really if you put your mind to it. So in both situations, saying that, I mean, you could be cheating, could just be amazing. But boys, I just want to put out this information, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was refreshing, and definitely, boys, when you're looking at clips, think of all the possibilities. Don't just jump to conclusions. Slow it down. Zoom in. Think of the situation, boys. Think of a lot of different things before. You know, boys, look at the facial expressions. You know, boys, if the scratch in the nose, oh, shut the fuck up there now. But anyways, boys, I hope you liked this video. If you do, guys, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out. Sub up, boys, because I'm always going to be bringing you guys high-quality content. And again, guys, thanks for watching. You guys have a great day. Take care.